Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're going to be going over the changes and updates to Red Mage coming in Final Fantasy XIV's next expansion, Shadowbringers. This information comes to you from the North American Media Tour for Final Fantasy XIV, which also means that all of these things are still subject to change. Potencies and effects are absolutely viable to be changed before Shadowbringers launches. We'll put a little watermark at the bottom, and let's begin. Now, Red Mage is one of the jobs that really didn't change a whole lot going into Shadowbringers. As you can see from this list of skills that maybe just saw a slight potency change, really almost everything is the same. In fact, on top of this list showing the majority of skills that haven't really changed, there was only one skill that was removed, and it was Tether, which I don't think anyone's going to be particularly missing. Then of the skills that were noticeably adjusted, there isn't really anything too major. Moulinet had its cost reduced from 30 to 20 black and white mana, probably so it's an even divisible of 100. Manification also increases the damage dealt by 5% for 10 seconds, a pretty major change, noticeably, but it's still not something that really changes the way you play all too much. Impact is probably the spell that changed the most from before, because Scatter now evolves into Impact at level 66, and it's just AoE damage. Black and white mana plus 3, and it's basically going to be your go-to dual-casted AoE. Verflare and Verholy are still around, but they actually modernize these actions a little bit by just making it so that Verthunder becomes Verflare when it's available, and Verarrow becomes Verholy when it's available. This should help you with button bloat, especially considering you're about to get a handful of new skills. So the first two new skills are basically the same thing, but with a slightly different function. Now, in the build that we played, these were called Verthunder and Verarrow also. I'm assuming that's a typo because these are not the same spells as the ones you might be used to. So I'm going to personally call them Verthundara and Verera, because basically these are Verthunder and Verarrow versions of AoEs. The Verthundara one generates 7 black mana, and the Verarrow one generates 7 white mana. These will be the skills that you probably go to when you're actually casting your AoEs, and then once you get the dual cast proc, that's when you would cast Scatter, or at higher levels, Impact. The next new skill is Engagement. This is a 150 potency attack that shares a recast with Displacement. All it does is do that damage, but it's meant for situations where you can't safely use Displacement's backflip. Suzaku, yeah, there's a few other situations, but that's definitely a more recent one. It's lower potency than Displacement though, so if you can do the backflip, it is still better to do so. Another new sword attack is Reprise, which is a 300 potency ranged sword strike. Now, it becomes enhanced with at least 10 black and white mana, and it can be used as a means of expending excess mana if you have it before the big melee combo. It's not as fast as the other melee skills in terms of the global cooldown, but the enchanted version is at least a little bit faster than the original one. And their final new skill is Scorch, which Jolt 2 will change to this after you cast Verflare or Verholy. It's a 700 potency single target attack that increases your white and black mana by 7. Basically, it's another part on the end of your melee combo into Verflare Verholy that will unlock right after that. So that's pretty much everything for Red Mage. Their gameplay style is almost entirely the same. You're just going to have one extra spell on the end there, and you're going to have a few things that are going to make your experience a little bit easier on Red Mage, at least a little easier than they already were. Now, of course, Red Mage did get some traits, but they're not anything really game-changing for the job. Enhanced Displacement will increase Displacement's potency to 200, Scatter Mastery will make Scatter become Impact, Enhanced Manification will reduce the cooldown of Manification to 110 seconds, and add that 5% magic damage that we mentioned on it before. And then Weapon Skill Mastery will reduce Contra Sixte, I apologize for the mispronunciation. It will reduce that ability's cooldown to 35 seconds, and also increase the potency of your AoE verse spells to 120. Other than that, if you liked Red Mage before, you'll probably still like it now. If you were hoping for some major changes, sorry, there's not really too much exciting happening here, but at least it'll be familiar to you. As someone who mained Monk, I'm used to changes like this over expansions, up until this one at the very least. So, I feel you know? Anyway, let me know what you think of the Red Mage changes. Quick shout out to fellow members of the Final Fantasy XIV content creator community who were also in attendance at the North American Media Tour. I was missing a few hover-overs for skills, tooltips, traits, for jobs. I don't even remember which ones right now, but I just want to give them a shout out. And of course, remind you that a bunch of other people are making content for the media tour as well. So be sure to go check out as much as you can in case I missed something or in case there's a different perspective out there or someone who's more an expert on another job. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out all the other ones for the media tour, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care.